Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today I'm reviewing The Equalizer, Season 3, Episode 13. It's entitled Patriot Game, coming to you from CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus. So, what did I think about it, and should you be watching? Before we get into the review, get down there, hit like on this video. Well, Patriot Game sees the return of Colton Fisk, the enigmatic, CIA operative that is replacing Bishop, I guess, on this show. Saw him earlier in the season, and we wonder when the CIA will pull Robyn back into some shenanigans. And in this case, it actually wasn't because they wanted her to be in on it. It's because a client came in fearing for his life, because we see at the very beginning of the episode that someone comes in and murders everyone, and he just happens to hide away so that he gets away, fearing for his life, and wants to know if he can even return home. Can he get back to normal? And so this leads Robyn and Mel and Harry to sort of backtrack, figure out what sort of work this guy was up to, the company he was working for. And it leads right back to some CIA Black Ops shenanigans related to a defunct program, CIA program for destabilizing third world countries. And Colton Fisk is there denying that he has anything to do with it, but also clearly running a game of his own. And so Robyn, who's a lot more of a straight shooter, straightforward person, sort of has to look sideways at Fisk the whole episode. So that aspect of the show is very much about the equalizing stuff that we're used to, like cool stuff that Harry and Mel are doing, tracking down leads, dealing with shooters and whatever, and there's a Nicaraguan hitman on the scene, and a lot of CIA shenanigans going on. It's very fun stuff. I'm not gonna deny that. It's a little rote, I guess you could say, in the sense that I sort of saw most of where this was going from the very beginning. Even though I will give it this, the interplay between Robyn and Fisk is always fun. He keeps calling her mall cop, but he clearly respects her abilities. But also he's totally playing her, and Robyn's just kind of willing to go along with it because she's concerned about the safety of her client, but also once it becomes clear that there's a bigger stakes involved, maybe innocent people involved, and that this might be a chance to sort of shut down some bullshit CIA, Black Ops crap. It's all in her wheelhouse, and she's, sort of playing along, I guess you could say. It leads to a really cool, kind of action set piece that made me very much think of The Matrix, with Fisk coming off the elevator and all in a trench coat and a flamethrower, and just kind of going at these bad guys who are shooting at Robyn and Mel. It's a pretty fun little sequence, and I kind of had to laugh about it, even though I was I liked what I saw. And it all leads to kind of a cleaning of house, if you will, with the CIA, because of what Robyn and her team uncovers and everything. But it also is pretty clear that Fisk more or less counted on what Robyn would do. She's a white knight, if you will. And I think this actually makes Fisk a lot more interesting of a character than maybe Bishop was, because Bishop, he's a private contractor source. This guy is a true believer in the CIA, and he's got he's kind of got a Nick Fury sort of deal going on with him, and it's like really interesting. And I'm really looking forward to see how Robyn and Fisk work together and sort of play this little spy game a little more in the future. And so that's more or less her part of Robyn's part of the story. The second half focuses on Dante and his friend, the boxing coach Manny, and kind of the fallout from him, Manny stepping down on a drug dealer that tries to deal out of his out of his gym, and and that's really sort of the backdrop for Dante trying to come to grips with the fact that his dad is getting out of prison and he has a complicated relationship with him. And Manny's him getting shot and going to the hospital, and then we see that he has a difficult relationship with his son. And it was really interesting and nice to have Dante and Manny have sort of a quick little conversation about generational trauma and how some men pass their trauma on rather than learning to deal with it in a healthy way, and trying to break that cycle, so that Manny he kind of was hard on his son the way his dad was, and trying to forgive not just his father but also to try to get a second chance at being a good dad to his father, and more or less saying to Dante, like, hey, your dad's getting out, maybe you should try to mend that fence. And so it was really nice to see him like kind of take that in and then take it to heart later on at the end of the episode when his father does get out of prison and he meets him up. And it's just like, well, let's start the rebuilding of this bridge. Really, really good stuff. Like I love the family bits, and I'm a sucker for a family reconciliation story, and I just love that whole bit. And seeing a little bit more of Dante, we don't get as much of him because it's all really about Robyn. So all the way around, I thought this was a really good episode. Had a good time with it. It made me feel feelings and be excited and all that good stuff. It's pretty much what an episode of The Equalizer should be, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. So anyway, those are my thoughts. What did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And do me a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. All that good stuff helps with the algorithm so that more people will see these videos, and it'll help grow the channel. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me. Come back in a couple weeks when The Equalizer returns for its 14th episode. Until then, I've been Mo de Poupée, your resident fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.